The roll call, everyone's still here. We already did the Pledge of Allegiance, so we don't have to do that again. Additions, deletions, reorganizations of the agenda.
There are none, sir.
Okay. We have approval of the agenda.
So move.
We have a motion, Commissioner Richards. Second, Commissioner Poole. All in favor, all opposed, carries 5-0. Approval of the minutes from the last meeting in June. Commissioner Poole, second. Commissioner Richards, any discussion? All in favor, all opposed? Carries 5-0. Okay, presentations and announcements. Mr. Meekins.
Did you didn't say consent agenda, did you?
We're not there yet.
I apologize. F1,
Yes.
a memorial resolution.
Okay.
Motion. You go ahead, Commissioner.
No.
I just want
One
to
each.
say that Pastor Griffin Davis passed away, and he was a predominant, very outstanding pastor in Palm Beach County, and he did a lot for the community. And they had his wake on July 25th, I think, and I'm very appreciative that I was very happy and really appreciative that staff did an outstanding job of at the last minute getting a resolution together to present at his wake. And Commissioner Poole accompanied me that afternoon at the wake. And we just acknowledged our sadness, and we gave the resolution to his wife, Mrs. Davis. You want to say something, Commissioner Poole?
No, I would just say that, it was very proper that we acknowledge Reverend Davis, honor his life and legacy, and the contributions he made on this community. So let's just continue to keep his family in our thoughts.
Yeah. And one thing I remember when I was first running that Reverend Davis had helped me out, and I think he had like 16 brothers and sisters or something like that. He had the biggest family, and I said, "Oh my God!" Mm-hmm. And he was a wonderful guy. I knew some of his other family also, and that was back in the 80s and 90s. That church was the church in Riviera Beach. It was way above everybody else. So he's in our thoughts.
And remember, Commissioner Sickland, at our 100th anniversary, you were chairman then.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he did our grace and our prayer.
Oh, yeah.
And that was at our 100th anniversary.
Right. All right, very good. All right, consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, can I have a motion to ratify the resolution,
So
please?
move.
Okay. Second, Commissioner Poole. All in favor, all opposed, carries 5-0.
Consent agenda, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
May I pull G13 because it has to do with community grants, and I just want to pull G13.
Okay. Anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? I don't think so. All right, G13. Okay, Jean, you can.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, I asked to pull G13 because it's the Business Development Board, and they're having a gala dance, and we're being asked to pay $700 a ticket, and 2 tickets are $1,400. And I feel that if a commissioner wants to go, they can pay for it with their community grants funds, or else pay for it out of their pocket. That's just my opinion. So that is why I pulled it.
Okay. How many commissioners were trying to go to that?
I don't have a count.
Okay. Well,
I have a question.
go ahead.
I missed the memo. Are we anti-business development board today? What happened? I didn't get the memo. What's happening?
No, well,
I missed it.
it's $1,400. It's for
And we paid a large fee for last year.
A few years ago, when the mayor's ball went up to something crazy too, and we all said, well, that's a little.
All right, we went through a $20 million budget in 2 seconds, but we're focused on business development board. I didn't get the memo. That's all.
Well,
I didn't get let me know.
I think, I could be wrong, but $1,400 for to go to a party is a lot of money, and I kind of agree. So
And we paid for it last year.
Okay, I have a comment.
go ahead.
Yeah, this seems like I just want to say that this seems like a huge attack and singling out of the Business Development Board as well as our business community in general. And the money from those tickets, part of it goes to charity as well as ensuring economic growth within the county. There's always an investment in economic growth. I was actually very surprised how little our business community knew about the port and the opportunities here when I joined the Business Development Board. I think that there's a lot of unexplored and undervalued potential at the port, and it's very important that we maintain consistency as well as networking with these relationships. And part of that money goes to charity. It's no different than donating to any of the other organizations listed within those line items. So I think that should be considered as well. There also, a lot of money goes to the Education Foundation.
Okay. DeAndre?
When I think about, I do think that it's overpriced. I mean, I think $1,400 is a lot of money. If it were coming out of the community grants, that's one thing, but $1,400 is a lot of money, and I agree with the Commissioner.
Yeah, I feel the same way. $1,400 is if whoever wanted to go to it, if they want to take it out of their own, community grant funding, that's fine, and that's what a lot of our tickets come out of. So I agree that $1,400 is more than I'm willing to
Hey, Blair,
spend. Yes.
how do we pay for the mayor's ball tickets? Is it the same way out of our purse, out of the, how do we do? How do we pay for the mayor's ball tickets?
What they did before
Sorry,
they,
staff, I want the staff.
Jackie,
we haven't gone.
Jackie and Maggie typically take care of the tickets on that side.
But,
The commissioner community grants.
Well, that's consistent then.
right, because see, I didn't go because all the money, and see, that's why at our last meeting, I was trying to remind commissioners of the money they had to spend, and if you want to give one organization $2,000 or $3,000, that's all your money. So, but we had to pay for it out of our own pocket, so I didn't go.
So, all right, so do we need to take a vote on that? Just make it clear that all those in favor basically of not approving $1,400 for the BDP, say aye.
Aye.
May I offer up an amendment? I'd rather we word it in a positive manner.
Okay.
Consistent with how we handle the mayor's ball and other higher-priced events. If the commissioner wishes to go, it would come out of their
Right.
individual
Okay,
funds.
that's fine.
Right,
All
that's
right,
the
so
way-
that's
right.
I approve of that motion. That's fine.
That's second.
That's the amendment.
Right.
All right,
That's
second.
second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries 5-0.
I support Wayne's amendment. The way, I just want to be clear, the way it was initially phrased was completely inappropriate and singling me out, essentially. So I support Wayne's amendment.
Okay, very good. I mean, if you had money left in your community grants, I mean, I would even say if you
We'll
wanted,
move on to the next one.
I'll decide when we want to move on. I was going to say, if you wanted to, take the money out of for your next year's allocation, I wouldn't have an objection to that, so you could think about that. Anybody have an objection on that? So if
I haven't,
for
you're
next year-
saying if she wants to take it from next year's
Yes.
money, I have no problem with that.
Good.
Can we be general? If a commissioner wishes to,
If any commissioner wishes to take
Yeah, if you
funds
wanna
now
go.
out of next year's
Right.
budget for their community grants, from their community
Yeah.
grants funds, I think we should. I have no problem with that,
Okay.
Blair.
All right.
So if you want to attend this event and don't have the money in your budget, take it from next year's budget and
All right.
spend it.
All right, let's move
move
on.
approval on the remainder of the consent agenda.
Okay. Let's do G13. Do we have a motion to approve G13 first?
So move.
Okay,
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Carries 5-0. Now we'll have a motion on the rest of the consent agenda. Commissioner Richards, second. Commissioner Poole.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Carries 5-0. Okay, district reports.
Let me-
All right, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, June was another good month. Because James did the budget, I'll give you real quick. May and June financials both look good. We're right now running slightly below budget. Net income at $4,357,000 versus a budget of $4,343,000. We made up a lot of ground since the beginning of the year where we were almost $500,000 down. We get notice from the city of Rivera Beach that a new 4-tower, 508 condominium development was proposed in Rivera Beach. The $480 million project is planned for a vacant block west of Broadway between 11th and 12th Streets. It won city planning and zoning board approval 4 weeks ago. And it's located on...
Can you show us up on that big map what,
So
where,
it's this location here.
and they're gonna put 508 condominiums on that location?
Did you?
Yes, sir, that's what I have here, $480 million, 508 condominium development. So I don't know if it's single tower, multiple tower.
And where is our property, right near there?
Well, we have this portion of the property right here, this L right here, and then as the board knows, the
Right.
property's in between.
Okay.
That is the property, Mr.
Go ahead.
That's the property right south of the gas station. Am I correct?
Yes,
Right, because there's a gas station, it's like on the corner, but it sits back. So that's the property.
It's here, it's this property.
It's south of the station. And how many units? I think I read that, what,
508 is...
500, and it's in the air.
Yes.
Those are multi-family units or condominiums?
I don't have the details on exactly what will be included in the bill. But 508 unit condominium for about $480.
For 80 million.
480?
480 million.
Okay. So that would be right next to our property?
Yeah, the adjacent to the property that we own over here.
Right.
Between 10 and
So,
11.
so it's the gas station, then the big building, condominium apartments, and then our property.
That's correct.
Where's the gas station?
Gas station's up. Actually, it's, I don't even know.
It's not in there?
Map because it's older.
That's the gas, and
Oh.
then that's us.
I think you might be able to see it on this map a little easier.
I have a comment.
Okay.
I don't even know why we're discussing this. There's high rises proposed for along that entire corridor. It's, feet away from the water. Of course, there's going to be development there and an interest in development there. It's happening, and there are many more developers also interested in improving this area. I think it's important that the port work hand in hand, ensuring that this comes to fruition in order to maximize benefits for the community, opportunities, places for them to go, things for them to do. It's also beneficial for our cruise industry as well. And furthermore, this is City of Riviera property. I don't understand why we're even discussing this. We don't own this property, correct? The port does not own this property?
Not that property.
So I'm just not sure why we're even discussing this.
Well, we're discussing it because it's right next to our property, and that was a piece of property that, at one time, we were thinking of acquiring. So obviously, we want to stay in the loop on what's going right next to, our own property, which we'll eventually expand and use it for something. So, this is just an information-only item. We just, want to...
Perhaps the residents there might be interested in taking a cruise on Margaritaville. Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I think that we should be informed of everything that's going and happening around the Port of Palm Beach. It's not that we're against something. We need to know what's going on, and he's just giving information. It's not that we're saying that, hey, we're against what they're building. They're building whatever they want to build. They're part of the city. But I think that we should always know what is going next to us, what's around us, and what's growing, period. So information.
Okay, anybody else have anything?
Crazy.
All right,
Well,
Go ahead, John.
I will ask this Meekins, in terms of the work we were doing in terms of property acquisition.
Yes, sir.
Some of the property we were looking at is now gone, right, or off the table.
That is correct. We'll let you know this week, we did receive a call from one of the attorneys that represented two different individuals in three different properties, both on 10th and 11th Street in the first two blocks, who received our letter when we had sent out, and they were interested in discussing the possibility of selling. So I want to say 11th, 35th, and I can't remember the other one, but I believe it was in these locations generalized right here. One on 10th and two on 11th. Now, again, we were very far apart on pricing, so I don't know where that'll go, if it goes anywhere at all, but just to make you aware that development did start this week.
okay, all right, thank you.
With that, I'll move on to some pretty good news. We keep getting inquiries about the cruise berth here. I think we have 5 or 6 now that are slated to make stops. We're working on them, trying to work schedules with Margaritaville as well. Some of them are doing multiple stops and multiple turns during their season, which is a pretty nice thing. And it's getting busy, which is a good thing. Project overview for the PIDP is still on track for substantial completion ahead of schedule in late October. We are currently planning the ribbon cutting ceremony for November timeframe. As you can see by the pictures there's been a lot accomplished at the front gate. The rails all completed. Our engineer is going to give you a very detailed update next month. We didn't want to drag the meeting out too long with the budget as well, so next month he'll be doing a detailed overview of what's been accomplished with that entire project. And again, we're scheduling that ribbon cutting, and I believe Yacht has already reached out to everybody on that. I'm working closely with FDOT and Florida Ports Council on multiple projects that affect all ports. We'll be meeting in August, and hopefully we'll make some progress and make things a little bit better for ports all across the state. Carl Baker and I have met with FDOT and Mike Zally from Florida Sugar and Molasses Exchange regarding available grants. Previously, there were no available grants for the short sea shipping that they do, and now there is. Totals about $15 million a year. So with that, Mike's kind of getting out his pen and scratching up what he may be able to use the funds for. Not sure if he would apply for that directly or if we would apply for it. We'll work that out. We're still working on it. But the funds that we would receive would not go against us in any way because it's a separate program from what we derive our grants from. The same is true for the next one. We're working with FDOT. They're very happy about us taking on aggregate. They're offering up grant money for that as well. The company themselves will actually be applying for that grant money, and hopefully, they'll get some money back on some of the equipment that they purchased in order to make this operation work. And we'll keep you appraised of that. The one thing I did want to point out that I thought was pretty poignant in the budget was since 2022, FDOT has given us pretty much $35 million in grant funds allocated on 12 separate projects. That's pretty much more than anybody else in the state has gotten as far as the port. So we appreciate their support and continue to work with them closely. We've created 4 more projects and also have applied for an additional $13 million in funding, and hopefully we'll get that approved this year. And none of that includes the PIDP funding. With that, a lot of events, port-related events since our last meeting on June 19th. June 17th, we hosted a meeting for the Communication Organization of the Palm Beaches, which is a group made up of communicators across the country. On June 24th, students from Bobwell Academy got to play pretend cruise passengers during a special tour. They also had the opportunity to meet with the United States Customs Border and Protection, CBP officers, who showed them what they do to keep our country safe. On July 11th, employees and summer interns participated in a sinking vehicle presentation for the Drowning Prevention Coalition of Palm Beach County. On July 21st, Human Trafficking Coalition of Palm Beach County provided human trafficking prevention training for our security team and our interns. On July 24th, we hosted a career fair for the community in the cruise terminal. Several tenants participated along with the county and city governments. It was a positive turnout, and we have a plan to host another one not too far down in the future. The Big Red Bus was also on site. July 30th, we held our first intern showcase and sponsor appreciation luncheon. The summer interns provided an overview of the different projects they completed and the activities they attended during the 8 weeks here. Commissioners DeAndre Poole and Wayne Richards and I presented certificates of completion to the interns and appreciation awards to the program sponsors. Unfortunately, their time was up in the midst of the meetings, but a good group. July 31st.
Commissioner?
Yes?
2 quick seconds. Our staff really did a phenomenal job with the interns. Hats off to everyone that was involved. The sophistication of that program, the sophistication and the involvement of the children, the young adults throughout the summer, very meaningful to them. And just listening to them speak. Commissioner Poole, you're in the university. You probably hear this daily. Those kids blew me away. They really blew me away with their perspective, the way they spoke, and how we impacted their summer. What were your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. Hearing the work that they're doing, and a few were from FAU, and so sitting and talking with them about their studies and how much this internship opened their minds up to possibilities. It's great.
So thank you guys. Great job. Job well done.
Yeah, I just, Raquel and Yachty did a little heavy lifting on that. I want to thank James as well. We put together a financial training program for them, and they all really appreciate it deep down because it's not something they often get educated on with everything else.
It was great.
And also to let you know, it's on the end of the page here, but Yachty will actually be speaking at AAPA on a panel for internship and our program. So yeah, it's a good thing. So let's see, July 31st, a group of young men with Kappa League Youth Leadership for the port learned about the different job opportunities at the port. And sponsor Teachers Classroom School Drive, thanks to the Port Tenants Heavy Lift Services, Ozega, CVEX, South Florida Materials, and PSA. We delivered school supplies to 4 Riviera Beach elementary schools. Coming up on our schedule here, we have the FPC annual board meeting I'll be at in Longboat Key. And then we have AAPA convention in October. As I said, it will be myself, Commissioner Poole, and Yachty will be going as well to be on that panel. That is my report. Any questions?
Do you have any updates on the hurricane that's out there or anything? I know it's pretty far away, but I've been kind of keeping tabs on it.
Yeah, I thought it was very ironic that we have our property insurance meeting tomorrow. Yeah, we're right now it looks like it's going to make the turn.
Yeah.
We're going to get our normal heavy swells and things of that nature. We always fight that battle with the channel on the winters around here. The Army Corps has done a lot of good things for us. And just over time, we're trying to look at a longer-term plan, especially with the sand bypass out there, because it hasn't been working right for a lot of years. And it really is a unit that we could make a lot of good use out of if it was what it should be. The problem is we can't get grant money for it being someone else's. And so there are a lot of logistical things, but we're trying to work with them to see if we can make this better. But for right now, yeah, it looks like it's going to make the turn, and hopefully we'll have a minimal impact.
Right. Well, 5 o'clock, there's a new update, but I don't think, I'm not that concerned about the hurricane itself, but the surge. And, like at 2 o'clock today or right around there, it was like they thought maybe 4 to 6 here and a lot worse up. So let's hope that, we can deal with that, and I don't think there'd be too much damage with the sand, but you never know. It could be anything. But
it is. It really depends on what tide hits and when it hits. All those factors come into it, and how fast you'll fill up what you currently have. Once those are filled, as you know, we're at the mercy. That's again where that sand bypass at some point may be a good conversation. Because that would help us to control our own fate.
Right, the only problem with the sand transfer plant is that it never worked. I mean, ever since I've been here, they always try to fix it, they always try new technology, and I don't think there's anything out there that would actually, but maybe there is something out there, and then we can talk to the town or whatever of Palm Beach and see.
So I did work with the Army Corps, and I did work with the engineer at the town some.
Yeah.
We were trying to work on a proposal. Army Corps of Engineers did a really good study on it, saying how it should be better itself, longer arms and bigger pumps
Yeah.
and the operational itself. Right now, you only have one of the arms that works at all.
Right.
And it's minimal, and it's just how often it works. So it's really not a great benefit to us right now, but hopefully someday it will.
Yeah, and to find someone that actually does that, builds those things, that wouldn't be easy either.
So Fort Lauderdale is kind of using a barge system.
Yeah.
Because they have a similar channel to ours. It's about 100 feet wider, but they have a lot of the same problems we have. And they use the same type pass barge. It's an expensive operation, and I don't think it's something we can absorb in this time period, but a solution has to be had for a long time.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. Next.
Commissioners, Chairman Richard Pinsky, and this report is informational. There is a lot of items I do want to go over. The direction that we received from the last Port Commission meeting was speak to commissioners. Commissioners wanted to call myself, Attorney John Primero, Director of Meekins, to talk about what possible charter changes, how to get ready. The session, as you recall, will be starting in January this year. So that means committee meetings will be starting in 1st of October. To get ready for that, bills will get filed, and should the port, in addition to what legislative asks we may need, which I'll touch on, would we be doing a local bill for any reason? This came on the heels, as you recall, of the supervisor elections contacting the port attorney and saying, hey, are your elections partisan or non-partisan? And now they ask after 50 years of doing partisan elections. But so that's what prompted all of that. So the three of us, the director, the attorney, myself, we sort of been putting our heads together. We all agree that we need direction. If you want to go down the road of mentioning partisan, I think not to speak for Attorney Primero, but I think the communication back from the supervisor now is okay. The explanation you provided, we're okay. You are partisan. However, there has been some further discussion about creating resident districts. That means, like many special districts and as well as municipalities, counties, the elected official must live in a certain portion of whatever that district is. So the port has 5 districts. So you would add a sentence, for example, to the charter that would say something like, and each district is divided into 5, and you're creating what they call a residence district, and that commissioner must reside in that district. That would take some further tweaking in the charter, so you have a section that would create it. You also would have to have another section of the charter that would say how often you reapportion that. And so there would be, if you wanted to do it right away, let's say, you'd have to district now, and then if you wanted to get on the decennial every 10-year cycle, 2030 after the census, you would do it again. So these are all the things that you would go through to create 5 districts where each port commissioner, and then you would also have to articulate when that would take effect, whether you'd be impacting current commissioners or would be for some future time. So that would require direction from port. I don't think you need a motion, but if we have consensus, Director Meekins, Attorney from Mayor, and myself will then get right to work.
Right.
Because it would take a charter change, which would mean a local bill. There's one other item, so that's the commission district. And let me just, and with the other potential charter change, and then I'll take questions on the charter before we talk about the legislative ask. And that is, as you know, there was a bill introduced this past session about protecting our turning basin and our channel. And what was the definition of protection? And we played around with what that distance would be to create a no anchoring and mooring buffer zone. The charter itself that we have, and I know I've spoken to a couple of commissioners about this, the charter we have right now is actually very strong and gives the port a great deal of sovereign control over the waters and whatnot. However, the port, if we are going to do a charter change, and it may be something minor, it could be districts, you could add one or two sentences in the charter to make it really clear that you do control the ability to set up a buffer zone, and that would be included in a local bill as well. The Palm Beach County Commission, the Palm Beach County Legislative Delegation, they have their first meeting September 30th. They meet again on October 23rd, and then in November 13th is the delegation meeting that they hear local bills. So the timetable would be at your October meeting, you would have to, that's the latest, you would be able to say, yes, we want to do local bill in time to make it for November, which means direction today tells us what to bring back to you in September, so we have time to work on that. I do have one or two items also, but I think there's a question.
You have a question? No? Go ahead.
I just want to, should I wait till you finish or?
Yeah, let me finish and...
Finish,
okay,
finish.
All right, good. The next is a legislative ask, and I really do want to congratulate Director Meekins and the way that his team has been working with FDOT. I didn't know the number was that high, but that number, when we did slip 3, we were really the first port that started that pay it forward on the FSTED money that we started borrowing for years 2 and 3. Now it's a practice. Director Meekins has turned it into an art form, and kudos for what the port has done with FDOT in maximizing those funds. I'm really happy. It makes me feel good, and congratulations to Director Meekins. He's been very creative. There is one item, however, that will keep us out of the crosshairs of the Ports Council, and that is the land that you were just talking about. Again, I did have a conversation with 1 or 2 commissioners about finishing the willing seller initiative. And I think the port does have some money that has been set aside. It worked once, could probably work again if we wanted to, again, go for a 50% match of whatever we have, to see if the legislature would be so kind as to add to that fund for willing sellers. I happen to, in all due respect, and I understand why we're discussing it, right? It's good economic development. I was glad that the discussion of the condominiums came up, because it does illustrate the encroachment. I mean, there's just people moving here. Economic development is just going to happen. The port, as you know, we are landlocked. We can't go in. There's only one place that this port can grow and increase its. You can cut costs, but the only other way to do this is bring in more income, and that is in this area. So when projects start getting approved, we have to think about where are we going to grow and what are we going to do. So I'm not a port commissioner, thank goodness, but I think the land purchase is a good suggestion for you to think about to accelerate. And finally, there may be an appointment by the governor for to replace Clerk Joe Abruzzo. That multiple sources, horse's mouth. I think what's going to happen next week Mr. Governor is going to appoint Representative Mike Caruso.
Yeah.
I think there was a blurb in the paper today, so when the Palm Beach Post finally finds about it, it's probably
Right,
going
is
to
there.
happen. And that would mean a special election, and that would directly impact the port. It's a big chunk of our district along the coast, coastal community. The Joe Casello, following his passing, that primary election's on September 3rd. I mean, September 3rd is that primary for his. But then we'll have another election coming up if Mike Caruso gets appointed for that vacancy. So
That election can be set
now happy to take some
in
questions.
2 weeks?
In 2 weeks is the primary.
Wow. And who's running
That's for
for?
the Joe Casello seat,
Oh.
District 90.
Oh,
But then if, Senator Collins from over in the Tampa area.
right,
He's a lieutenant governor.
Just got appointed lieutenant governor.
right.
Yes, we were without a lieutenant governor for 6 months, in case anybody noticed that we have a lieutenant governor. So that election, and probably if there's an appointment over here for the District 88, the Crusoe seat, it would probably be at the same time frame as well. They crunch a 30-day qualifying period by October 1 maybe, and then the primary month after that, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Gene,
Kathy,
you have a
that's my
question?
report. Thank you.
I just want to comment first on, you mentioned our charter and districts. I've taken a good look at everything, and in my opinion, I just think that we should stay where we are as far as district-wide voting and no individual districts. Also, as far as partisan and nonpartisan, since we've already talked it out with the supervisor of election, I think it's a dead minutia. And I don't think we need to bring that up because we were already told that it's a partisan race, and I just think that everything just should stay the same. Because like from a standpoint of looking at individual districts, you might do something now and it sounds great, but you have to look at longevity and over the years and look at the port as a whole. So my personal opinion, I think
Okay.
that we should not even touch the charter,
Okay,
except for the mooring.
okay,
I second those comments.
yeah, well, yeah. I think for now,
This is me.
we just said, the moorings is a big deal though, and this time we all have to get on the same page, and I mean, that's our life and blood. We can't ever allow anything like that to happen that could ruin the port. So that's the only thing that we definitely need to work on is get something so that can happen. All right, thank you, Mr. Pinsky. Now we have
Oh,
Commissioner.
one other thing. Since we're talking about elections, I just want to bring this up to Mr. Fumero. Mr. Fumero, on our direction, sent a letter out to a candidate who was running for the port. And this candidate still has not abided by a letter. You need to send him something registered and file papers against him. Because this is wrong that you can use the Port of Palm Beach logo on stationery, on your signs, and you're not a part of us. Because I even remember years ago that city council members using the city logo when they were running for office in other cities, and they told them, listen, no, you cannot, because that is a campaign. But this person is not a part of us, and I know Fumero did send a letter, and they're still doing the same thing over and over. And it's wrong. That's my comment.
All right.
I don't know if other commissioners agree with me or
No,
not.
I agree. Yeah, we need to look into that. That's, no candidates are allowed to do that, really. All right. Commissioner reports. Wayne,
I have nothing today.
Jean,
Nothing.
nothing.
That's it.
Percy, you have anything?
No.
All right. Old business.
Commissioners, good evening. Philip Ford, Procurement Administrator. I have before you agenda item I-1, which is a recommendation to award deposition to bid number 2025-10, which is the Port of Palm Beach Building 13 organization. Just as an FYI, this isn't included in the agenda itself, but this particular project is grant funded, and through a task order, the report hire E.C. Fennell as the engineer of record. This particular motion is to award item ITB number 2025-10, Port Pond Beach Building 13 modernization to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, Aaron's Enterprises, Inc., doing business as Aaron's Companies for an amount not to exceed $1,599,744, and further authorize the executive director to approve, at the request of the port engineer, the purchase of alternate bid items, which were reflected as optional work in the solicitation, in the amount not to exceed $332,981, plus a 10%.
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Second, Commissioner Poole, any discussion? All in favor, all opposed, carries 5-0. Thank you.
And the next item, item I2, is for the authorization to renew the agreement for annual audit services. This particular motion is to authorize the executive director to renew the agreement for annual audit services with S. Davis and Associates, PA, for an additional 1-year period under the existing terms and conditions of the agreement.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion, Commissioner Richards. Second, Commissioner Enright. Any discussion? All in favor, all opposed, carries 5-0. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. Gary Denmeyer, Port Engineer. I'm bringing you items under new business today. The first item I'm bringing you is due to the daily summer showers we received last month. We received some notice from our tenants that we had some leaks in the building. So to correct that, I bring you this motion to authorize the executive director to sign the J&B waterproofing proposal to clean and prepare all surfaces on the east-facing side of the Maritime Office Complex and seal all windows, expansion joints, and frames in the amount of $81,000. Further approve a 10% contingency amounting to $8,100. To authorize staff to issue change orders addressing unforeseen conditions. The total not to exceed purchase order amount will be $89,100.
Okay, we have a motion.
So moved.
Commissioner Richards. Second.
Comment?
Ms. Enright, second. Comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the east side only, prevailing winds from the east, is that why we chose east side as opposed to?
It's more where the locations of the leaks were found. So it was on the second and third floor, as it called us in. And for everything all the evidence that we saw were that the leaks were on that side of the building. And the best we could tell, they were all coming from the window area. The waterproofer had said that he can't guarantee that we can correct the problem unless we do the entire east face. But he agreed with our assessment that the water was coming from the side.
So northwest and south, no significant issues?
No significant issues.
I gave you significant, yeah.
And we will address those in further years. It just,
Okay.
we want to budget it.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, we have a motion, second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries 5-0. Next item.
Thank you, Commissioners. This next item I'm bringing you due to the board has an initiative to repave and correct areas of high operational use. So we have a part of the port West Middle Road that is significantly used and it is degrading. There's a lot of water on that road, and the water is hastening the demise of that pavement conditions. And so, to that end, we've got PCF that is managing an elevator modernization program that's $1.9 million in construction, and they're also they're going to be managing the construction for the warehouse project that's $1.9 million. And they're also managing the elevator modernization, which is a $1.6 million project. So with that, I sought to bring forth an engineer that specialized in land development. And with that, I would like a motion to approve the Kimball work order number 2025-002 for drainage and paving design, permitting, bid phase, and construction administration services. Those are tasks 1 through 4 in the amount of $153,251, and the approval to issue the invitation to bid once the bid documents are completed.
Okay,
Additionally, staff anticipates the need to add an engineering scope to accommodate a future tenant in the ward and requests an additional 10% of $15,325 to the approval, bringing the total to $186,000.
68, 168,000.
Thank you, $168,576.
Right.
The work order is in accordance with the master agreement for professional services between the board and the board and pursuant to the CCNA.
Okay, we have a motion, Commissioner Enright. Second, Commissioner Poole. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a
Okay.
question. Are we paying the entire amount, or half of these is grants, or what?
Yes, ma'am, this would be a grant funded item.
It is what now?
It would be a grant funded item.
Funded what? How much, 50/50, or? Okay, thank you.
It's a 50/50. If I might just add that this is just the total for the engineering portion to establish the drainage and everything that needs to be done. The entire project is well over $1 million.
Okay.
But we do have it budgeted for next year. We're just getting a head start on getting that road finally drainage and pavage like it should have.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, carries 5-0. All right, I guess that's last item. Any other new business? Mr. Meekins, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, comments from the public. Ms. Shepherd.
Margaret Shepherd, Riviera Beach. I do want to thank you, Dr. Enright and Dr. Poole, for coming over to Hilltop Missionary Baptist Church. I've been with Reverend David for 17 years, and I was one of his top advisors. So, you know, it was very heartwarming to see you come over and hear the resolution. I was very touched. And to know that, you know, his son has taken over. And so we do need your prayers. He's new, he's young, not new, but he's young. And, you know, Reverend Davis was just flamboyant. Everybody called Reverend Davis. I think we had at least 2,000 members at Hilltop. So we do need your prayers. I was listening to you all talk about the Port of Palm Beach emblem. I think I've been coming here a little over 40 years. And I always just like that emblem. And to go down 8th Street and see it on one of the constituent signs, it kind of hurt my feelings because this is one of the most prestigious buildings that's in the city of Riviera Beach. I don't think nobody can touch this particular port, and it is very nice. This shouldn't be contaminated. That should have been immediately removed, but you're working on it. I do want to talk about our master municipal clerk. I called her, I think I talked to her about 3 months ago, because I need to know how many master municipal clerks there is. And I think it was 167. I'm very proud that our city clerk, Deborah Hall McCollum, has made master municipal clerk. It's an honor because it's a 3-year program. I think she said she did it in 2. So we're very proud of her. I hope they do a economic, and I would like to make sure I get you an invitation to come. I want you to meet her. Great lady. And as I close, you're talking about planning and zoning. On that last building where we did sign off on it, I know I was one of the members, that we felt like the city of Riviera Beach is growing. And I made up in my mind I was not going to stop the flow of progress. If you look at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and all those places, they're growing. I just came back from Barcelona, Spain. Do you not know they're running out of space? We had to stay in an Airbnb, which is great for me. You know, I get up late, bumble around, and I get the service to come in. But I want to let you know that we're moving. We should not say nothing negative about how this city is moving. Because when the city moves, it's going to make the port move. So we're hand in hand, and when people come to Margaritaville, my cousins come on to Margarita, and they always look at this port. When they get off that boat or whatever, they always say, what a beautiful place. So why should we want to stop? But make sure that the Port of Palm Beach Inlet is sacred. Make sure we stop this craziness. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shepherd. All right, we don't have any more comments from the public, commissioners? Jean, you have anything? Yes?
I just want to say that maybe Mr. Meekins need to contact the city manager of Riviera Beach because there are laws with people with campaign signs year-round, and it has gone too far. And the city can have that moved because I don't think the candidate want to have it moved. So the city, because that should be a campaign, that's a violation of city laws because we were told when you run for office, you can only have signs a certain period of time put up in the city, and they have a rule to that. And so that is way out of line. Yes?
You know, this board has taken official action, and if a warning, we directed staff.
Okay.
If the letter's not sufficient, I think we should authorize all available steps. I mean, either we do it or we don't do it.
Okay.
I'm not into half-stepping when it comes to acquiring land, when it comes to people using the port logo. We make a decision, we go forward, whatever that decision is,
Okay.
as opposed to, fooling around.
All right, well, we got our attorney. I guess we'll find out what he can do, so I agree.
Are we giving him direction
Yeah,
to
well,
use all available steps? What are we doing?
Yes.
I can send another demand letter, Mr. Chair, and if he doesn't act in 5 days, we'll file a lawsuit for injunctive relief.
Thank you.
I wonder what
Thank you.
the supervisors of elections office, they don't really care anything about that at all? No, I'm asking the attorney. Go ahead.
So I contacted the supervisor of elections office to inquire, and they said, well, we enforce the elections laws, and if you feel you're being tread upon because of use of your logo, we don't police that, is the response I received.
Oh, okay.
You got it, Gene.
I know, depending on the cities, I know the city of Wellington, if you have a sign up one day before or one day afterwards,
That's true.
they come after you with full force. And most, even Palm Beach Gardens and the town of North Palm Beach, you try to put a sign up there anytime. Not only will they send you a bill, they will send you a legal document to court.
We'll fine you.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I have a question. I just want to make sure that we're not
Carissa?
stepping on
Go
the
ahead.
feet of any jurisdictional authority that another agency is qualified to handle. Are we doing that, or do we have standing to bring?
Yeah, it's a very good question.
I don't want to
It's-
frivolously be spending money on lawsuits that we don't even have standing for.
Yeah, so it's a very good question. That is one of the first things I looked at. I said, well, does the port really want to police with on the signs? But when I reached out to the supervisor election and the state division of elections, which, by the way, to even get an answer took several weeks, but they said, well, if you feel, we don't know if your logo is protected, we don't know if it's registered, we're not going to police that. So again, just as to this limited issue when it has to do with use of the logo, the response I got was, well, they're infringing upon something that belongs to you, then that's up to you to enforce it.
Do we have a proprietary interest in the logo? I suppose that's like technically a legal
We do.
question. Okay. All right. All
The
right.
other,
And,
Andre, you
I
have
mean,
anything?
I'm going to reach out to this person. I'm going to speak. I'm not going to take any kind of action like that without
Yeah,
me
there's also-
personally reaching out to him, sending him another letter via certified mail. I'm hopeful we can avoid all of that. That's not a good expenditure of time or money.
And then there's a potential First Amendment issue too. There's so many things that we need to consider before frivolously just spending money on a lawsuit.
Well, it's not a content. We're not, he can say anything he wants about himself.
Yeah.
All we're saying is there's an emblem that shouldn't be there. But you're right, it's not for us to talk about anything else in terms of the content, but simply the use of the logo. But
Is it
again,
copyrighted? Is there, I don't know, there's so many questions about whether this is the right avenue and whether we even have the jurisdictional authority to do this, or if we should be spending our time on something more substantive that we do have jurisdiction over.
Fair enough. I'll exhaust every option prior to taking any sort of
Okay.
legal action.
You are you are an amazing attorney. I mean, but you know, we bill hourly as lawyers, so it's like spending money on this, like, is it?
No dispute.
Okay, DeAndre, you have anything? Okay, Bruce, you have anything else? Okay, guess not.
I just want to say that I would like to see this resolved immediately, and I know that Mr. Primero will do what he has to do to make sure our logo is not continuing to be used.
Mr. Meekins? You said O'Meara.
No, Mr. Primero.
Oh,
No, I said
You said
Primero.
O'Meara.
Right,
Okay,
right.
yeah.
I forgot, is our logo copyrighted?
It's a,
Are you working for your friend, or you're thinking about the court?
I'm asking legal
He's your
questions as a lawyer
friend,
that doesn't
so
want
she
to
wants you to stay. He's her friend. Are you working for your
What?
friend,
All right,
or you're doing what's right for the port of Palm Beach?
All right,
That was a
let's-
legal question, sir.
First
I
of
asked
all-
it.
You're out of order.
Is it
Carissa,
copyrighted? Is the logo
Carissa,
copyrighted?
raise your hand if you want to speak, first of all. You just don't start yelling to the attorney, because that, okay?
I had
So if
a-
you want to speak,
I
you
had
raise
a-
your hand.
Okay, I had a legal question.
Well, raise your hand and then you'll get
Okay,
recognized.
well, I raised it. Do you see? Okay, is the logo copyrighted, sir?
no, logos aren't copyrighted,
Okay.
but it's a registered trademark.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, just do what you have to do, and we'll see if we can get this squashed. All right, anything else? Next meeting is on the 18th of September at 4 o'clock, and